Hey, good to have you here. My name is Kafui Day and you're welcome to the Solutions Review Show. Here, we fix things. And the Solutions Review Show comes on the back of the Solutions Business Show, where we look at how businesses go from here to there and all the ups and downs that go with running a business. And you can plug into this show. We need to know exactly what you think about it, what your thoughts are. Plug in across social media. Every week around this time, I gather a panel and then we discuss the show. Today is no different, and I'm going to introduce you to my panel. I'll start with the regular man himself and then two other new guests. Over to you.
So you know me, your regular man, Echo Mentor from Premium Bank Health Station and the African Network of Entrepreneurs. You know I'm passionate about your business, so let's talk.
Right. I love our panel every week because it changes. Apart from me and Echo, we've got really interesting mixes coming in all the time. And my next guest is a scientist. She's an entrepreneur. She's a writer as well, multitasking. Please tell us who you are.
Hello, I'm Elizabeth Irene Beatty. I'm a clinical biochemist and the laboratory director of Patholab Solutions Medical Laboratory at Abraka in Kaswa. Patholab is into corporate wellness, and as well as that, I am a writer. Yes, I work as a clinical biochemist by day and a writer by night. I write books for children and young adults.
Okay, now let's have a real journalist for a change, shall we? My next guest.
Yeah, my name is Theophilus Yati. I'm the editor of Graphic Business. We set the business agenda, and also graphic business belongs to the Graphic Communications Group.
Fantastic. Setting the business agenda, unlike those gossips who are setting the filler agenda. Listen, you want to plug into this show. We need to hear what's on your mind, what you're thinking about, all the scenarios, all the issues going on in the show. So plug in across social media. And now we want to find out from my panel what their thoughts are about this week's episode. I'm going to kick off with Echo. Echo, what was the main thing for you, main theme running through today's episode?
Okay. Well, I get excited every week because it's building up. But today I'm not so happy because you realize that as Mama Kande's business is growing, so are her problems in the business. Now she's facing very petty challenges that would cause very huge damages. For instance, she's having problems with delivery because now the demand is high. People are actually ordering on sites and then online and all that, and she's not able to deliver on time. So you realize that the lady came and she was upset because she had ordered and even paid for, and then the delivery had not been made. And then you realize that she's also having issues with her employees because as the business grows, the employees also have to grow. But if you grow a business to a point where the employees are not also growing along, then you realize that even though you're putting a lot into yourself, putting a lot into the business, the employees are the ones that are interfacing with the clients. And when they have not been, enhanced by capacity and everything, they're going to bring the business down. And for me, that's one of the things that I realized with Mama Kande's business that I'm not too happy about. And I hope that she gets to improve. She needs to come to Health Station. She needs to come back. Yes.
All right. Some advice there for Mama Kande. Elizabeth Irene, as an entrepreneur, do you identify with the problems that Mama Sweet or Mama Kande had? In growing. I'm pretty sure that your business started in Adabraka and then you moved to Kaswa. As you were growing bigger, did you have issues that you had to keep an eye on so that it doesn't affect your business negatively?
Absolutely. It's quite a challenge which entrepreneurs are often not ready to cope with. Growth. We started off as 5 individuals in Adabraka, and we are currently about 32. And being such a small unit before, everybody was reporting directly to me, which worked fine until a few years down the line when I realized I was constantly stressed because we had a lot more staff, we had a lot more clients we were servicing, and yet I was still operating a model where everybody was reporting directly to me. That is a situation that I had not anticipated would cause such stress, number one, on me, and then also affect the operations of the company. So I identify with her. You need to have a certain organogram, as it were. You need to have people in charge of things. If you are directly in charge of everything and everybody else is just looking to you to issue commands, you're going to have problems. You need to raise people to a position of authority and responsibility, when your business is growing.
So you can see Mama Kande in future probably delegating some of the responsibilities to somebody else. Okay. Okay. Is there anything else you picked up on that particular episode before I bring in Theo?
Is that outside, Mama?
Yes.
I'm very interested in Amma and her emotional issues, particularly to do with childbearing, because if there's one thing I have realized in business is that women are unable to dissociate themselves from their personal issues when it comes to work. I think men are much better at being able to put things in a box and move on. I have issues, let's say, with my wife or with my girlfriend, whatever. I put it in a box, I get to work, I'm moving on. We women are not like that. We carry our problems with us. And I think that is something that she needs to resolve. Otherwise, she's going to find that it affects her ability to work. Emotionally, it's going to paralyze her and it's going to move into her functioning.
Right. Love the insights. Theo, anything you want to pick up from what Echo or Elizabeth Irene said, or any personal insights from this particular episode?
I back to the issue with Mama Sweet, regarding the way, service delivery. And even besides that, you look at the way the staff were mocking the guys, Parabola and his friends. One person was buying and couldn't afford fish, and they were making fun of him and all that. I think that, and you find it a lot in our businesses, especially with SMEs. Somebody comes and because you are not buying or you are not a high net worth customer, you are treated shabbily because you can't afford. But maybe today, yes, I don't have the means, but tomorrow I can afford. Secondly, I can also be a referrer. I can refer others to you. So treat me like a king, irrespective of my economic background. And that I found very sad. Also, you look at the service. The service was good. The food, nice, everything, the packaging, everything. But they are playing catch up in terms of ensuring that people get their, because if somebody had called and has text and that, done all that she needed to do, and for her, she gets there and you just have to pick your package. Now you have to queue and spend another time in waiting for the food. That is not good. And in terms of service delivery, there's a huge question mark on that.
Okay. Anything you guys want to react to from what he said? Any extra points you want to make?
I need to add, Theophilus made a point which I'd like to buttress. He mentioned that I may not be a high net worth client, but give me my due respect. And the interesting thing is very often those clients who don't bring you a lot of money often tend to give you more business in terms of the numbers. So you have one client coming to buy 50 or 60 cedis worth of wache, and then you have about 40 coming to buy a lot less than that. They need their respect as well. You get those are your daily breads. They come in all the time. You have a little bit of money in their pockets, they're coming to buy wache. You need to respect them as well. They're the ones who keep the business going as well.
Right. I see you nodding. Echo.
Well, for me, I think that in the midst of gossip, there's always lessons to take away. and one of the things I realized was, even though he's a parabola,
yes,
he's a gossip, male.
He says he's a journalist.
If I is my colleague.
He's a colleague. Well, even though he's a journalist, you realize that there was something that he said that meant a lot to me, and it's something that we face a lot in dealing with SMEs, where people trust their friends and colleagues because of location. So you realize that he said, the lady that ordered the food gave money to a friend of hers that was at the border, the Togo border, to import stuff for her to sell. And then now she can't locate the friend anymore. And this is something that I think a lot of people go through. Just because you know that somebody by their location is at a vantage point to help your business does not make them professionals. And if you don't have a system that tracks them and then get your investment, then you lose the capital and discourages you from going into business. So for me, that's one of the main key takeaways that I got from all the gossip that they said. And eventually he even ended by saying that, listen, if you want to go into business, make sure they are professionals. And a lot of SMEs think that professionals are expensive. By the end of the day, by not using these professionals, you end up spending more, because you might probably contract somebody that is not a professional. You might lose your capital, or probably you not get the value for the money that you paid, and you have to pay another person who probably is not another professional. So for one thing that you could have paid one professional to do, you probably have spent 3 times what you were supposed to, have spent once.
Lots of insights here from my panel. What's bubbling in your mind? We'd like to find out. You want to plug in right now. Let's know what you're thinking across social media. You're watching Solutions. Here we fix things. Listen, just picking up on something that Elizabeth Irene said, earlier about emotions and compartmentalizing business from personal stuff. This is women don't work like that. I'm just wondering how men work. Do we really put things in a box and allow us to put our emotions aside and just do the work? I mean, let me start with you and I'll get your thoughts as well, Pio.
Well, I mean, the way men function, we always want to prove a point. We always want to show people that this can get us down. It's an ego thing, you know. So for us, if something happens which would take us back in business, we rather use that as, you know, like a multivite or a vitamin to show people that in spite of this, we can still carry on with business. So we are able to compartmentalize and then put that aside, finish our business and come back to it.
Now, are you saying emotions haven't really affected you? Something negative that is always, you're always mulling about, it hasn't affected your work before?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Then I'm able to focus more on my work because I don't want to be distracted by that emotion. So I'm able to say that, okay, I'm going through this at home, but it's only because maybe I'm not rich enough. It's only because maybe I don't have this. It's only because maybe I don't have that. So then this business has to work so I can show people that even if I don't have this, I have that. You know, it's an ego thing. So because so maybe I go through that at home, you know, and I would want to find an outlet. So my outlet is my business. But for women, their outlet is to make sure they solve whatever the problem is. And then they go to the business, even though they say they are good at multitasking. But when it comes to emotions, the men are better when it comes to compartmentalizing and making sure that we prioritize what we feel will give us the sense of manhood. You get it? So when it comes to business, and I think that this personally for me is something for me to show that this is my worth. So don't mess me up with this so that my business will be affected. Let me finish with my work. And when I come home, we can address this. And I can be at work the whole time and completely forget what we even talked about till I come back home for you to remind me. So emotions, and actually for men, when it comes to business, the emotions that affect us most is the things happening in business that are likely to mess our business up. But if it's happening at home, that's why some men cheat, really, because I just want an outlet. So then I'll finish my business and go find someone who will give me the trouble. Then when I finish, I come home, and then, you know, you can continue with your trouble, and then I can go back and do my work.
Theo, what do you think? Is it a myth? Can men really just block things up, deal with them without allowing emotions to leak into the business space?
It's amazing how we are able to do it. We do it so well. And it's amazing because in one breath, we are not good at multitasking. But at the same time, we can put all our emotions in one box, as Elizabeth said, and move on with what we have to do. When we finish, then we open the box and now. I have personal experiences. I remember my father-in-law died and that they had to go to the mortuary from work. I went to the mortuary, sorted the body and everything out. When I finished, I came back to the office and continued with my work. I'm sure if you were to be a woman, and please, I'm not being a chauvinist here, but if you were to be a woman, she would have packed and closed for the day and would go home and weep. My sister died, and on the day that she died, yes, even as we were going through the motions, I was still making calls to the office and ensuring that work is going, everything is going on. The next day I was in the office, and the women in the office were like, "What are you doing here? Your sister is dead, for crying out loud. Why don't you go out there and just sort things out?" But that is a man for you. The only thing that bothers us is performance at the workplace or the business. And that one, we can't handle it. When things are not going well, we can't, because, like you said, it's an ego thing. You want to show to the world that you are very successful at business and things are not moving well. That one, then you see us screaming and doing all the things. But apart from that, personal stuff, it doesn't bother us. I don't know how. Maybe the psychologists can explain better, but it is what it is.
Are men callous?
I think men are different, which is important because we can't all be the same. You need those who are perhaps deeply in tune with their emotions for one reason, God can explain. And then you need those who can just get on with things no matter what is going on around them. So I wouldn't say callous. I used to think men were callous, not anymore. I appreciate the differences between men and women. I have a large number of women. As soon as I walk into the office, one of my ladies has something wrong at home, I can tell straight away. So that's why I feel that she perhaps needs to see a counselor, a good friend, somebody who can help her talk through her emotions, the way she's feeling about it. And once you understand what is going on inside you, it is much easier for you to decide, okay, I'm at work now. I'm going to put this aside for a little while and then come back to it later on. But women need to be trained to do that. It doesn't come instinctively, not the way it comes with men.
Really thrilling stuff here. And I mean, today's edition is like the gender psychoanalysis version of the Solutions Business Show. Here we fix things. It's not just business issues, but personal stuff impinges on the stuff that we do at work as well. And so I'm really enjoying the insights from my panel. I've heard a lot about the growing pains of a business and the things you need to look out for so that your business doesn't suffer unduly. And then the whole issue of the emotions and business. Maybe the help station will need to get some psychologists on standby, a call. In your last comments, what would you want to say? I mean,
well, I think that business makes up for, majority of our achievements in life, really. I mean, for most of the people that have been successful, they are either known by their business or they are referred to in their biography by their exploits in business, And I think that because business is so important, anything that we have to do as a bank and as help station to ensure that emotionally entrepreneurs are stable, to ensure their business are consistently growing, for them to leave a lasting legacy, I think we are committed to doing that. And we'll look into that. Maybe we would talk to Elizabeth and see how we can figure that out. So, yeah.
All right. Okay. Elizabeth Irene, so we saw the service issues with Mama Kande's business. If you were to advise her, what would you tell her to do? Because you've been through this whole business of expansion already. How would you advise her that she deals with the little problems that are coming up as a result of her business becoming maybe too successful too quickly?
She needs help. She needs somebody to come to train her and somebody to come in to train her staff as well. And as you were saying, you call in a professional. It doesn't have to cost that much money, but somebody who understands the way things need to come together as you are growing. She can't do it, but she's great at cooking wache. Everything else is falling apart around her, and she just needs somebody to help her see the big picture. What do things need to be like, and who needs to be doing what? She needs to call in somebody to help her assign responsibilities, tasks, and duties. Who's in charge of checking the helpline? Who's in charge of making sure the orders are on time? So who takes care of customer complaints? She doesn't need to be at the front all the time taking care of all of that. It puts extra pressure on her as well.
Okay. And Theo, what are your concluding remarks after watching today's episode?
My concluding remarks are, one, we don't research into a business idea. So you wake up one day, you have a business idea, and you want to go with it. And we attach so much emotions into it. So you are like, you went to church, pastor prophesied, you slept, you woke up, you got an idea, and you are running with it without really. Then we are trusting. We trust too much. So in this part of our world, when even talk about, let's put this thing into agreement, let's sign document, then why do you think I'm a thief? Why do you think I'll run away? Then yes. So now could easily part with huge sums of money to the friend, believing that the friend will bring the stuff to her at the agreed time. That's also a problem. Then back to the watch seller. She needs to work on the stuff on herself. I mean, Elizabeth has spoken a lot about it. Then also, I think that we like to copy. So somebody is selling watches, somebody is producing cranberry juice. Oh, I hear there's money in it, so let me also jump to it. Let me also do it without really doing the proper due diligence and asking the right questions. So that's also then the mental toughness. As a business person, you need to develop that mental toughness because there are rough times and you should be able to ride a storm. But if you are easily saddled with these things and you can easily, throw you off board, then you are not ready for business. For me, these are some of the things that I have. Some of the lessons I believe I want to share with viewers. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Theophilus, Elizabeth Irene, and Ecole. And so my takeaway is, yes, the value of information and research, and the value of managing your emotions while you're doing your business, the value of making sure that your business grows the right way, and then you keep tabs on the key things that will make it succeed or not. So you're beset with all these problems. You're thinking of fixing your business plan or getting funding for your business or just scaling up. Well, you want to go to the Premium Bank Help Station. They're there for you, arms wide open, and they will take your business from here to the very top. Premium Bank help station and you want to plug in right now, get in touch with them, plug in right now and get the help you deserve. So same time next week, God willing, stay safe. My name is Kafui Day. You've been watching Solutions Review Show. Here we fix things. Good night.